Hi, welcome back. I'm continuing with the question you have seen in the previous part at the end of the part. So we are trying to find consumption bundle, which gives total utility of 210. So I want 210 units of utility. So these numbers are giving me marginal utility. So in order to find how much total utility I got if I consume 2 units of pretzel, I need to add to the utility I have from consuming 1 unit of pretzel the marginal utility of the second pretzel, basically. And this way I can find the total utility I got by consuming different units of pretzel. For example, for the fifth one, I have added 10 to the for the total utility I got by consuming 4 pretzel, because the fifth pretzel gives me 10 units of utility. I do same for the others. For example, fourth pretzel gives me 4 units of utility. So when I so basically the consuming 3 nachos, gives me 45 units of utility. Fourth nacho gives me 4 units of utility. So I add 45 to 4 to find total utility I got when I consume 4 nachos. So I want to reach 210. So how many pretzel? How many pretzel and how many nachos I need to consume? For 210, for example, if I add to 160 to 50, I got 210. So consuming consuming 1 unit of pretzel and 2 units of beers give me 210 units of utility. Why? Because I add 50 to 160. Do I have anything else? Not I can see of. I want 210, so these numbers won't help me because they are. I'm not able to get 0 and 10. So this is the method basically. This is the method. For example, if I consume 3 pretzel, 3 beers, and 3 nachos, in that case you just add total utility I got from consuming 3 of each good. If it was 3 pretzel, 3 beers, and for example, let's say 4 beers, now instead of 3 beers, now I need to have total utility for 4 beers. So this is basically it. Let's continue. Now, law of the demand. This is the most important point of this lecture. The most important law. So it is considered as a defining law of the consumer theory. It says marginal utility of any two goods, ratio of marginal utility of any two goods is equal to the prices of those goods. Basically, if we, for example, talk on the water diamond products, price of diamond is higher than price of water because marginal utility of the diamond is much higher than the marginal utility of water. So if we just play with this, we can divide this side to the px basically. So mx, we got mx over mpy. So we will have on this side 1 over py. We multiplied both sides with my. So we will have mx, mux over px is equal to muy over py. What does it mean? When we divide marginal utility we got from the last unit of each good we consume in our consumption bundle to the price of the good we consume, basically we will find that division will be same for every good. What does it mean? Think about this. Let's get this out. For example, let's say the price of pretzel. Let's price the prices 10, 20, and $2. So by consuming 20 units of pretzel, well, let's say I'm currently trying to decide whether I will buy a fourth pretzel with my $10, well, a fourth pretzel, or let's say a second nacho. So fourth pretzel gives me much more utility than the nacho, basically. But when I buy fourth pretzel, I need to pay $10. When I buy the second nacho, I need to pay just $2. So I'm left with $8. I can actually buy with those $8 third another nacho. Well, actually, 4 additional nachos. Basically, I can buy whole this 3 nachos and basically 1 more nacho in addition to that. So because of that, I won't compare when I will decide whether to buy another pretzel or another nacho, the marginal utilities of the fourth pretzel and second nacho. Rather, I will compare the marginal utilities divided to the prices, basically. For pretzel it is 20 over 10, which is 2. For the nacho it is 10 over 2, which is equal to 5. So I will buy other nacho, not pretzel in this case, because per dollar I spend it gives me higher level of utility. Well, in real cases you might also consider, for example, by spending my $10 to buy nachos, you will get, let's say, from the 6th nacho we got 1 unit of utility. In that case, basically, if I use all my $10 to buy nacho, in that case I will basically have 10 plus 7 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1 unit of utility, which is 24. If I instead buy pretzel, I will get 20 units of utility. So you might also compare the utility you got by spending your money only to buy nachos and the utility you will get by spending your money to the pretzel. But assuming our money is infinitely divisible, we don't need to actually do that. We might buy the second nacho, and for the remaining $8, we might make the comparison again. I mean, maybe we might buy 1/2 pretzel after with $2 with $2. With the next $2, we might buy let's say 1/5 of the pretzel, and then we might make the comparison again. So because we are able to make this comparison for even for infinitesimally small units, in that the last dollar, the last dollar we spent for each different goods will give us same marginal utility. And that's why marginal utility over price for each good is for us the same. I hope I have shown you the reason why this equation holds. This is another way to demonstrate it. If marginal utility of, for example, good x, marginal utility I got for the price of that good is higher than marginal utility of y I got for the last dollar I spent for the good y. In that case, I might decrease my consumption of y and spend my last dollar rather to buy the good x. So, but when I buy more of x, assuming the prices are constant because they are not determined by the consumer but the market, the marginal utility of x will decrease, marginal utility of y will increase. So these two equations will become equal. Similarly, if marginal utility of y is divided by marginal utility of y I got from the last dollar I spent for y is higher than marginal utility of x I get from the last dollar I spent for x. In that case, I might rather decrease. I might rather just change my mind and don't spend the last dollar I spent for x and instead buy more y. So, but when I decrease my consumption of x, in that case, mux will get larger and muy, because when I consume less, marginal utility increases because of the law of diminishing marginal utility. I mean, if you increase the number you consume, the marginal utility will fall. If you decrease the number you consume, the marginal utility will rise. So by decreasing consumption of x, marginal utility of x will increase. By increasing marginal consumption of y, marginal utility of y will decrease. So in the end, this equation will, these two quantities will again be equal to each other. So in the end, the consumer, we are assuming the consumer knows his preferences basically from the very beginning, and thinks about these different possibilities and then makes the decision. So you might say, okay, if I buy more y, in that case, in that case, I will not be able to maximize my utility. So I will rather buy more x and basically balance, relatively more x and balance my consumption. So they will already consider different options and make final decision where the last unit of money they spent for all goods will give them same amount of utility, which means marginal utility of each good divided to the price, basically, last unit of each good divided by to the price of that last good of that good will be equal for all goods, basically. Okay, so this is an example. If price of pretzel is $2, if price of nacho is $1, then 4 units of pretzel and 2 units of nacho is the optimal consumption bundle. How can I test this? I can test this in two ways. I can divide 4. Well, first I need to know that whether it is possible for the Yorgo to buy this consumption bundle. So pretzel was $2, 4 times 2 is 8, 2 times 1 is 2, 8 plus 2 is 10. So Yorgo can buy this. Now I need to test whether this is actually the optimum consumption bundle. So an easy way to test it is for the fourth pretzel, marginal utility is 20 divided by 2 is 10. For nacho, marginal utility of the second unit is 10 divided by 1 is also 10. So since marginal utility divided by price is the same, this is the optimum consumption bundle. There is a second way to test this, and I will talk on it in the next